Good morning, students. Dear students, today we are going to study about Euglena. So first of all, we have to see what is the classification of Euglena. Phylum, Protozoa, subphylum, Sarcomestigophora, superclass Mastigophora, and class is Phytomastigophora. Now if we talk about the order is Euglenida, and the genus is Euglena. So this is the classification of the Euglena: phylum Protozoa, subphylum Sarcomestigophora, superclass Mastigophora, class Phytomastigophora, order Euglenida, and genus Euglena. Now we see what is the morphology of Euglena. Morphology. So we see the diagram of the Euglena. This is the diagram of the this is the shape of the Euglena. Although this is not the complete and proper diagram, so we will discuss from the initial point. This is the shape of the Euglena. Shape is this is the anterior end and this is the posterior end. It is thin and spindle-like. The posterior end is pointed. The middle part of the animal is wider, and the anterior end is round and blunt. So, and this is the reservoir. This is the reservoir, and this is the cytostome. Cytostome means mouth. Although it is not meant for the capture of the prey, but it is meant for other purposes, as we will discuss later in the class. So in this reservoir, here are two granule-like pointed structures which are called blepharoplasts. Blepharoplasts are pointed and granule-like structure, and it is the base of the flagellum. One is the longer and proper phylum, proper flagellum. So it has a axial filament is very flexible and elastic, so that it can move freely for the locomotion. And another one is the shorter flagellum, which always remains in the reservoir. Short flagellum. Now that it is help for the kinetoplasmic division of the animal by the process of binary fission, means asexual reproduction. So in this we see that in the proper phylum or the longer phylum, there is a little swelling in the lateral base, which is known as the paraflagellar body. Now this paraflagellar body has a photoreceptor apparatus, and just besides this, here is an eye spot which is called stigma. Stigma is actually contain a oil pigment which is red in color because it contains beta carotenoid. So this stigma and paraflagellar body, both of this combine to form photoreceptor apparatus. It does photosynthesis, and this photoreceptor apparatus helps in taking the sunlight for the process of photosynthesis. Now in this we see that this is the pellicle, which is the outer body limit or boundary of the animal. Pellicle is a very dense, thick cytoplasm, and it is beneath the plasma membrane, and it has this myonemes. These myonemes are present all over the body of the animal. These myonemes, actually by the electron microscopic study, it was revealed that these myonemes are grooves which are helpful in absorption of food or excretion of waste material or in the process of respiration. And here we see that these are the paramylon bodies These are actually the stored carbohydrate starch, which are bluish green in color. When it photosynthesizes, the food is stored in the form of carbohydrate, and which is actually doesn't give blue color if we react these paramylon bodies with the iodine, and it is bluish green in color. So this is stored food material, we can say. And in this, here is the nucleus. In this nucleus, this is nucleolus. As you all know, this is the site of the synthesis of the ribosomes. These are chromosomes, hereditary material. This is nucleoplasm, and this is nuclear membrane. So all this comprises within a nucleus. Actually, location of a nucleus is in the center or just close to the posterior end. This is anterior end and this is posterior end. Now we see the cytoplasm in the animal, and this cytoplasm is again divided into two portions. The outer one is very dense, clear, which is known as ectoplasm, so that it gives the confirmed and firm shape to the animal, and this ectoplasm surrounds the inner fluid jelly-like substance, which is known as the endoplasm. And now the one most important thing is these stellar-shaped body or star-shaped body are the chloroplast. We all know that Euglena is green in color. So this green color comes from a chloroplast which contain a pigment chlorophyll. It contains chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B and beta carotenoid, and this chloroplast is covered by three enveloped membrane, and the chlorophyll is found in the bundles of thylakoids. Now this is the chloroplast, and besides this, here is the most important thing, the contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole is present just besides the reservoir, and these are the small accessory contractile vacuole. Actually, what happens when there is some physiological processes like respiration or digestion or excretion or osmoregulation? Basically in osmoregulation, these small contractile vacuoles they combine to form a larger contractile vacuole, and this contractile vacuole, you all know, this is helpful in the osmoregulation because the cytoplasm or the animal is hypertonic in nature, and the surrounding water is hypotonic in nature. So when the excess of water comes from surrounding to the animal, then there is a process of osmoregulation to keep the balance of the water in the animal body. Then it takes the excess of the water, and as it just combined with or touches the reservoir, it bursts, and all of the excess of the water can go through the cytostome to the outside of the body. Now besides this, there are Golgi complex also, there is endoplasmic reticulum also, and there is a process of reproduction by sexual and asexual method, which we discuss later in the class. So today's class is about the morphology of the Euglena. In the next class, we will discuss about some physiological process of the animal of the Euglena. Thank you so much.